everyone, Philip James coming to you from Phuket, Thailand. And Thailand is different now compared to 2019 and before. You saw those opening scenes of the protests in Bangkok, and especially the Thai youth are angry, they're upset. And it's a disservice as a tourist, I think, to not at least acknowledge or understand or be a little bit curious as to what's going on in Thailand. If you think about 2019 and before, Thailand saw almost 40 million tourists a year. Right now there's about 10,000. And all those things that the 40 million tourists, including me, love about Thailand is still here. I mean, it's still really calm in regard to the energy. You still feel that warm-heartedness of the Thai people. It's still safe. I mean, you look at the things going on around the world and like the violence in the US, and it's still incredibly safe in Thailand. There are underlying issues that are happening, and we're going to take a little bit of a look at some of those things. But before we do, there's something that remains the same, and that is the Thai food. There's still a lot of delicious Thai food going on in Thailand, just like before. I mean, for example, hey, thank you. So a lot of changes in Thailand in the last couple of years in regard to tourism and the pandemic, but this hasn't changed. The Thailand coffee remains extra delicious. So good. Oh yeah, delicious. It's a traditional Phuket dessert. It's called apple. It's like a little pancake, and it goes really well with coffee. The flavor is similar to like a fortune cookie. Really delicious. You know, the Thai treats and desserts are just so delicious, especially the ones that have the fresh fruit. And this is like a jackfruit of some sort. It's like it's kind of sticky, but look at that thing. It's kind of like a jackfruit, and then she fries it. But she also has one of my favorite things in the world, and that is sweet potato. So I don't usually eat a lot of fried food, but I'm gonna have a little, just like fried like jackfruit and fried sweet potato. Whoa. It's like a succulent dessert. It's like a jackfruit kind of fruit, and it's only in season like 2 months out of the year, so it's almost like a delicacy. It's so delicious. One of my favorite fruits in Thailand, it's the pomelo. It's known as the biggest citrus, and look how giant it is. It's really huge, and the fruit is so beautiful. And what's traditional is you take this sugar and you sprinkle it on there, but I like it just natural without the sugar. It's so yummy. Fantastic. It's a lot like a grapefruit, but I like pomelo better. So we can see here at the market, you know, this is normally a packed market, but the challenge, of course, is no tourists, and two, they're still concerned about COVID in Phuket, even though they're doing everything they can on the island to control the pandemic. But one thing remains true. Regardless of a pandemic, the fruit doesn't know the difference. Thailand still has so much delicious fruit, including this pineapple. But what's interesting is, like we talked to An, she owns 3 businesses: the fruit, a laundry, and a scooter shop. But she says the laundry is over at the beach, and that it's been closed now for 2 years. And you know, it's one thing to walk around downtown Phuket here, where it's quite quiet, but when we go over to the beaches, it's quite shocking too, to see how quiet it is compared to what it was like 2 years ago. So let's head to the beach area and just kind of explore a little bit over by the beaches. So here we are on one of the most famous beaches really in the world. This is Patong Beach in Phuket, and if you flash back 2 years ago, if we were trying to walk on this beach, it would be so crowded we could barely move. So now you can only imagine, with 10 million tourists visiting Phuket pre-pandemic to 5,000 or 6,000 so far in 2021, the economy has really been crushed, and a lot of people's livelihoods have been crushed. And since then, a lot of these social issues in Thailand have risen to the surface, and I guess it's the same as we saw in Cuba, Colombia, United States, Germany, and in other countries and cities around the world. You know, Thailand is no exception. And the Thai youth now have these issues that are right at the surface, and they're really angry about them. Why are Thai youth angry? It really comes down to 3 points. First, the youth want to modernize the monarchy based on today's norms, which would allow for open debate and criticism, similar to what we see in England. The youth want greater transparency and accountability. The Thai monarchy is considered the most strict in the world. Anyone who speaks against it will receive strict punishment and imprisonment, even for minors. Meanwhile, Thailand ranks 137th in the world for freedom of speech, right next to Myanmar and the Philippines. The second reason why Thai youth are angry is the poor handling of the pandemic. Initially, Thailand was recognized as the best in Asia, now recognized as the worst. People were given the Chinese-made Sinovac, which has been shown to be risky and less effective. Third, they want democracy and the resignation of the Prime Minister. Thailand's world rank for democracy is 135th. The world rank for least corrupt governments is 99th. Thai youth see freedom of speech around the world, and they want this for their country, and they want to be treated fairly. So everyone, that is why Thai youth are angry. That's why Thai youth are upset. And I think as a traveler, as a tourist, we should at least be aware when we see those protests in Bangkok, what's underneath them and what's going on. And if you watch my previous videos on this channel, you know I'm a curious traveler, so I'm always asking questions. I'm always wondering what's going on within the culture and socially. But for now, I'm gonna go enjoy some more delicious Thai food, walk on the beach, maybe have a nice cold Chang beer. Again, everyone, I'm Philip James. If you enjoyed the video, please tap subscribe. Until next time.